Bianca, thanks. And new at noon, police officers and firefighters with the Coral Springs Police Department who responded to last week's school massacre are now sharing their stories. CBS 4's Joan Murray is live in Coral Springs with that part of the story. Joan?
Not just Coral Springs Police and Fire, but 911 operators too, all deeply and personally affected by the mass shooting. And they were sharing their stories all morning here at the Coral Springs Police Department. Now, it is now a week and a half since that mass shooting unfolded at Stoneman Douglas High School. Remember, the high school is only 3 miles up the road from the police department. Over 100 Coral Springs police and fire rescue personnel responded that day and were on the scene of the mass shooting. Many were the first on scene, and you can see why they are so affected by what they saw.
Luckily, my family is at school. My wife and son go to that school. My wife's a teacher there. She's assistant athletic director.
I rescued a few victims who were shot and could not walk to Pine Island Drive, along with my fellow officers. And then shortly thereafter, I was asked to join a search team. We went into the band room where there was 50 to 100 kids all hunkered down, so happy to see us. And that was basically my last assignment on this.
Sergeant Jeff Heinrich, that first officer you saw, became choked up. He did come back to the podium after he composed himself, but you can understand why. His wife is a teacher in the school. His son goes to that school. For a long time, he didn't know what had happened to them. Thankfully, they were okay. He spent the rest of the day helping out, tending to the wounded. In fact, one of the students who is still hospitalized, he plans to visit today. That student survived because of his efforts. Much more on these heroic stories coming up beginning at 5. Reporting in Coral Springs, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.